Do you think it was a mistake for Kamala to not reach out to Stacey Abrams?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Mark?
I'm just saying, I don't know if Stacey Abrams didn't run a great campaign. She lost too. I don't know if she was the right voice. She should have reached out to somebody.
She was greatly responsible for Biden and the turnout out there and rallying people and getting them together to get out and do what they had to do.
I'm just saying.
I'm not talking about when she ran.
The people.
I'm talking about what she did.
I think the people who she rallies, I think, came out for Kamala. I think it's what we've been saying all day.
But it was interesting.
That Kamala side is stubborn, boy. These
I'm not
niggas will not listen
I was
to
saying to
shit.
you earlier, bro.
They won't listen to
people that
shit.
she picked only brought out the people, not only, but the people that she had, even the celebs and all of that, spoke to the people that was going to vote for her anyway.
It was interesting that Stacey Abrams, like, I didn't see any sign of her.
That's a mistake.
Sure, I have no problem saying it was a mistake if you feel like it was a mistake. What I'm saying is, I don't
even
think
saying that. Don't say that you feel like it was a mistake.
That's what you feel. Okay, cool.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not dying on this hill because I just don't think, even if it was a mistake, I'm saying I don't think it would have mattered. I'm saying that the people who weren't voting for her weren't listening to Stacey Abrams. I'm just saying I think the mistakes that Kamala Harris made were so much deeper than bringing out Stacey Abrams or not. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I think it's much bigger than that.
You keep remixing what we saying differently. We saying she compounded mistake on mistake on mistake on mistake.
Right, and I'm saying
we're not pointing to one specific thing.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm saying I don't believe that Stacey Abrams, the mistakes that she made aren't representative of or represented in the Stacey Abrams thing. The biggest mistake I think she made is she didn't reach out to the poorest of the poor black people, and she didn't reach across the other side to the people who she needed in her coalition. And I'm saying I'm not convinced Stacey Abrams would have been helpful with either of those things. I still think she should have reached out to her, but I'm just saying I think the mistakes were so much bigger than that. I just don't think she ran a good campaign.
So the fact that
from top to bottom,
the black men voted heavily, well, not heavily, but a nice percentage of the black men vote in Atlanta is how she lost.
Right, and I'm not sure. So when you're trying to get people out for the governor's race or the Senate race in Georgia, a lot of it is about turnout. If black people turn out, they're going to vote Democrat. The problem in this race was there are a lot of black Democrats who were willing to turn out but weren't willing to vote for Kamala Harris. And I'm just not convinced that Stacey Abrams would have helped with that problem. That's all I'm saying.
You're right, because some of the states, the Democratic swept the state, with the exception of Kamala.
And that's what I'm saying. Democrats were coming out going Democrat all the way down and still not picking her. That's a different problem.
Which says,
do you think that Trump won North Carolina or that she lost North Carolina?
I think both.
That is both.
Which says,
I think both. I think
that's good.
It says she didn't resonate with the people. If they went all the way down the Democratic ballot and did Democrat, except for when it came to her.
I think also, we're Obama got some of us spoiled. We starting to think Georgia, North Carolina are states that Democrats win. I mean, those aren't traditional Democratic states. He was exceptional in that way. So I ain't mad at her for losing North Carolina. I'm mad at her for losing Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin.
The blue wall.
Yeah,
Michigan.
things, Michigan, which were all winnable, and they dropped the ball on those. That's what I'm saying. I don't, Georgia, should have been blue at this point, given how thick Atlanta is, Fulton County, DeKalb County, but yeah, I don't know. Again, there were a lot of mistakes that campaign made. I'm ready for the next thing. I'm ready for the next candidate. I'm ready for the next campaign.
Sure.
And I want to encourage everybody who's watching to not just think about this as an every 4-year thing.
No, there's the midterms coming up.
Midterms coming up. Every year, really every 6 months in your city, there's probably something you need to vote for. Because honestly, whether Kamala Harris or Donald Trump is president, your life is more impacted by who your mayor is, by who your city council is, by who your state legislator. That's how these laws are getting passed.
We bitch about education all the time.
Yep.
Those are elected officials.
Yeah, in most states, the school board is elected. And so you can pick. And we're not picking because we're showing up every 4 years. Sure. Republicans show up every month to school board meetings, to this, to this, and they control the entire situation. And we show up every 4 years.
City council.
That's the shit we should be worried about.
Can you or Mel offer any words to the people that may still be down and out about the results? Can you tell me anything about what you think he actually will or will not change in the next few years? A word to the women out there that are feeling down and feel like they don't have any rights and the next 4 years is about to be held. Like, is there a positive word we could, I don't want it to sound like we're just highlighting on Kamala mistakes. Like, can we offer a word to the people that aren't feeling well? My mom didn't feel well the next day.
Yeah.
She didn't feel well the next day.
My whole group chat, family group chat,
feel well neither.
disarray.
Yeah, you had to have uncomfortable conversations.
That's why I don't want to even crack the, like, obviously some of our family members are taking this real personal. I don't want to tote the line about this Trump shit. I don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because they taking it more personal than I'm taking it.
People are devastated, but
Yeah.
I think there's the expression, only when it's darkest can you see the stars. I mean, our best organizing work has happened at the worst moments, and I've been an activist and organizer since I was a teenager, and our biggest moments were under Bush. We got some of our biggest gains under Bush, and even though Republicans are controlling everything, that usually means in the next election, Republicans lose ground. So this is the opportunity now to start thinking about registering voters, thinking about how we can get the House and the Senate from the Republicans. We can do that right now and get a lot of stuff going to win. So don't look at this as a moment to be sad or to cry. Look at this as a moment to organize. You only get what you organize for.
Good point.
Very good point.
I think the world ain't gonna change much for most people.
That's facts.
And so I think that, like he's saying, I think it ain't gonna get better for most Americans. And so now people are always looking for hope, and it's gonna switch. Yo, they fucked up last time, we gonna vote over here this time. Yo, they fucked up, we gonna vote over here this time. I think that, you know what I'm saying, it's recency bias, and so I think the economy is gonna get worse.
Yep.
And people gonna be looking for hope, in the next 4 years.
I had a real ignorant thought during all that shit when all that shit was going on. I was like, y'all think the streets gonna fucking make y'all stop abortions? Like the streets, somebody that know how to give abortions gonna hit the streets and fucking.
But that leads to more
I know,
casualties.
That's the scary.
I know.
That's scary.
No. That's not true. That's not true. I'm talking about the people that really do them,
Do the
just hitting the
abortions, yeah.
streets to do them.
But
Now, since
I
they
just,
they
got-
I
gonna
just,
be
I just
at
really,
a premium.
I just really
Yes.
wish that people would expand their thinking when it comes to what abortion actually means. It is not just some woman who got pregnant on a fucking one night stand. It's not that. There's abortions that are needed. DNCs. It's called a DNC. When a woman is carrying a fetus that is deceased. There's so many circumstances in which a woman needs this kind of procedure that has nothing to do with
Being irresponsible.
with an
Negligence.
irresponsible pregnancy or exactly negligent behavior. It has nothing to do with it. By and large, it's less about that and more about women's health care. And that is the reframing that just of thinking that just does not stick. And women will continue to fucking die and be forced to carry, dead children inside of them. Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah,
And men just don't, by and large, really feel like this affects them, but it does.
But they're obsessed with controlling it. And that's the thing that frustrates me the most. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's I'm not that obsessed with what women do with their bodies. You know what I mean? I may have my own beliefs about abortion one way or the other, but at the end of the day, I feel like that should be a woman's choice. And it seems like, especially on the right, they're so obsessed with determining what women do with that I'll never understand. It's like we control every other part of the world. Now we got to control this other thing too, and it's causing people to die.
Yeah, it is.
Especially poor people across race. It's causing people to die, or to have a whole bunch of children that are really fucking fucked up situations. And it's like Republicans are pro-life.
Up until a certain fucking
Until the
point.
baby's born. Until the baby's born.
Then they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck about it, right? We're pro-life, but they don't care if you die of malnutrition. They don't care if the mom dies giving birth to the baby. They don't care if you die in public house. They don't care if you die in bad schools. They don't care if you die from lack of health care. They don't care if you die from
abuse
disease,
and neglect.
Abuse. They don't care about none of that shit until it's time to kill somebody with the death penalty. Then they can't. And then they're
not pro-life.
Then they totally off the table pro-life. Then they finally say it. Yeah, now we pro-death. But they're just anti-abortion. They're not pro-life. They're anti-abortion. And we don't organize well enough to stop that and to call them out on that shit. There are 48 million registered Democrats. There's 35 registered Republicans, and they still win. 35 million registered Republicans. They still win the races. It's not because they have more people. It's because they're better organized. They're more consistent. They show up for each other. And we just don't do that. We just don't do that. And I'm not a Democrat. I'm just saying people who oppose that. I don't know, man. We just got a lot of work to do, and it's very frustrating sometimes.
Especially when shit gets overturned and then we get thrown back 50 fucking years.
Right.
So.
And that, to me, that was the biggest stakes of this election. I'm not that worried about Donald Trump as president.
The 4 years is nothing.
Yeah, we can eat that.
The 3 potential justices is something that we're gonna live for the next 50 years.
If Clarence Thomas gets replaced by another Clarence Thomas,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
you're looking at 30, 40 more years of that shit. That's the scariest part of all of it to me. This whole shit could be upside down. But the good news is we can fight it and we can win.
True.
Well, let's clap then if that was.
Spanky.
That was good news. Let's clap. We sitting here sad and shit.
Nah, I'm good.
It's
Well, you good. You rich. Like, who you talking to?
Who rich?
All y'all.
I don't know no niggas named Rich.
I'm not rich.
Trump is
y'all?
really fighting for y'all.
Y'all who?
Yahoo.
Oh yeah, you must
Yahoo
be.
is a drink
No, Yahoo is a search internet site.
and a website. Yeah.
Neutral Budden.